Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. So, as you can see from the title, this is going to be a gun collection, but it's going to be of my Polymer 80 builds. The first one that I'm going to be showing you here is my representation of the Glock 44. It's a 22 slide made by Advantage Arms. And this was one that I built. I had already had the slide prior to the Glock 44 ever being announced, because back in the day when I got my Glock 19, I wanted to convert it to 22. So I had already had this slide. Along with a couple of the other ones you're going to see, I had the slides previous to ever considering doing a Polymer 80. But this is my representation of the Glock 44, and with some tweaking and modifications to some of the parts in there, I got it to where it run pretty reliable, still picky on ammo, but fun nonetheless
the
to
Glock 44,
shoot.
my 22 Polymer 80 build.
The next one is going to be my large frame Glock 22 caliber. It's also on a Advantage Arms, using an Advantage Arms slide. And this is one that I used to convert my Glock 20 to shoot 22. Back then it was just as picky as it was now, but I figured out why it was so picky, as well as the 19. I figured out why they were so picky back then. So when I made the Polymer 80s, I was able to tweak it and make it so that they run so much more reliable. But this is my large frame. Really fun gun to shoot too. Got a tri-lug, I guess that would be, or 4-lug. I can't remember what the term was for a suppressor on there.
Large frame Glock 44 build. Basically my Glock 22 as well.
Next up here is my first Polymer 80 build. This is the Glock 21. And this is another frame that I had already owned prior to ever considering doing Polymer 80. As a matter of fact, I wasn't ever going to really do a Polymer 80, but when they came out with the large frame for the Glock 20 and Glock 21, I went ahead and tried it out, and this was the very first one I've done, or did, and I fell in love with it after that. Absolutely fell in love with doing the Polymer 80s. So the 22 that you saw with the large frame was the second Polymer 80 that I ever done. This one I turned into the Glock 21, and again, this was a slide that I already had that I used to convert my Glock 20 to 45.
It's going to be the Glock 21. I'm only going to run one mag through this because 45 is just nowhere to be found nowadays either. So I don't have very much ammo. But
Right here is going to be my Glock 23. Came in a 40 cal, of course. Again, this slide I already had, and I used to convert my Glock 19 to 23. But I wanted to give the gray color a chance to see how the Polymer 80 gray was. So when I went ahead and did the next order for my Polymer 80s, I went and got it in gray, and it didn't come out too bad.
Now we're going to have my Glock 23 40 caliber.
newest build is my Glock 34, of course chambered in 9mm. I didn't have a Glock 17. Never had an interest in a Glock 17 really. But when I continuously wanted to build more polymer 80s, the Glock 17 was one of the ones that I was going to do, but I didn't want to just go like, you know, a half inch from what the Glock 19 was. So I decided I wanted to try the 34 and get that extra barrel length, see how it was. Also, if I were to suppress it, that was the main thing too, is to see how a longer barrel would work out with the suppressor. But also, in true fashion of trying to be like John Wick one day, which will never happen, I went with the 34 as well. And this one was also picky when I was getting her running. I had some problems with some parts going into it, but so far I think I got it running pretty well. Just need to keep taking it to the range and finding out what it like and what it doesn't like.
The Glock 34. That's right. Pick that up in a sec. See if I can finish this one off. Another jam. Well, this one's jammy. Looks like I even put a bullet in backwards. Alright. This one still has some breaking in to do. It's only been maybe 70 rounds through it so far, so still has some breaking in to do.
Next up, it's going to be my Glock 26 build, chambered in 9mm. This was one of those ones where after I had built the Glock 19, or sorry, the Glock 20 and the Glock 19 frames, I have never shot a Glock 26. I've held the Glock 40 cal, the small one, and it was really snappy, didn't care for it. And I also had the Glock 30 back in the day, but this one right here was the 26 that when I first started getting into the 26 models, yeah, I am very happy with the way this one came out. I wasn't even really knowing what I was going for when building this. I was just kind of putting parts together. And this one actually, after about, I don't know, 100 rounds or so, it's been running great ever since. I didn't have to do really any tweaking to this. It's just put it together. The only thing that messed me up were these stupid magazines. And you'll see in the video that they actually work with this gun now. But my Glock 26.
The Glock 26. These magazines have given me problems in the past, so if it doesn't run, I may just go ahead and switch off to the Glock 19 mag or the Glock 17 mag. I think that's the first time these mags ever run all the way through.
And finally, my Gucci Glock Polymer 80. This one right here actually was my third build. After finding out about the blue titanium on the Polymer 80s, I ordered it. And I also was curious to see how the 19s felt in my hand. I knew the large frame for the 20 and 21 frame felt great, but I was curious about the 19 frame, so I ended up getting it in blue titanium because I wanted to start a different color inside of my safe. And once I got the blue titanium one, I was trying to figure out what colors would go good with it, and the gold slide kind of came into play, and the offset of the barrel came into play. So I have a video out on this one where I talked about it and I showed it being built. But this one gave me some problems when I went to the range. I figured out what went wrong. I forgot to open up the channel for the guide rod, like I did all the other ones, and I forgot to do that on this one. But she also ran well when I took her to range. She doesn't like to be limp-wristed, and I did that also, so that was jamming it up, but you're going to get to see that. So this is my final Polymer 80 build, and I'm looking to do one more. I want to turn this one right here actually into a 19X. I just can't, I gotta find the 19X with a not a flat dark earth. I want the OD green is what I want for this one. I put this up against the black slide. I put it up against the gray slide, as well as the titanium blue slide, and it just, to me, doesn't look right. And I think it'll go better with the the OD green, yeah. And so hopefully when I get that, it'll be my 19X representation, and it'll be an OD green.
So I'm back out with the Glock 19, my Gucci Glock that wasn't working this morning. Still got steel cased ammo. After the modification, let's see if she works. Yep, she worked okay. It was all because I forgot to do that one little thing. All right. Rather than just leave you at that, just to show that it worked at one time, got 30 more rounds left, so I'm just gonna finish it off just to be 100% sure that she's gonna work. Oh look, didn't work. Okay. Well, now she's not working again. I'm wondering, is it because I was kind of limp risking it there, so maybe that's the problem. Find out. Yep. This one doesn't like to be limp wristed, so as long as I hold it with a good firm grip, it runs okay. And that's what was happening in my last mag. I was kind of not holding it straight, so. Oh, there you go. Still finicky, but works. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and y'all take care now.